Kansas City Cannabis. Our beautifully designed store is a dispensary destination. The hidden gem of KC dispensaries. Come see us in North Blue Springs, where you will always find the best prices and biggest selection. Coming soon to Kearney, Excelsior Springs, and Lake Lotawana. Kansas City Cannabis, your hometown dispensary.
Hari Om Hemp. Our mission is to promote better overall health and wellness as a whole, mind, body, and spirit. Founded by nurses with a strong belief in alternative holistic therapies, always striving to provide the highest quality and safest products possible. You can find all of our products at hariomhemp.com. All Hari Om Hemp products are tested at a third-party facility.
Welcome to Besame Wellness, your favorite local dispensary, with locations in Smithville, North Kansas City, Liberty, Gallatin, and off of Berry Road and I-29. We can easily help you with your medical marijuana needs. Our dispensary is open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday 11 to 5. We have daily specials Monday through Thursday, as well as bonus deals throughout each month. So come visit our experienced staff and beautiful dispensary.
Are you a Missouri patient looking for other options besides your local dispensary? Have you considered finding a caregiver but found the process to be confusing and hard to navigate? We understand, and that's why we created Farmers Market, Missouri's freelance marketplace for licensed caregivers to conveniently offer their services to Missouri patients. Sign up today at farmersmarket.com.
Attention. The views expressed in this video are not always that of our sponsors. The opinions of our guests are not that of Top Shelf. We are neither doctors or lawyers. Always make sure to consult a professional for any legal or medical advice. We are legal medical cannabis patients, cultivators, and caregivers. This show is meant for entertainment and educational purposes and is intended for viewers over the age of 18.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Top Shelf with Big V and Zach. I'm Big V.
I'm Zach.
And it's dab in time. What's everybody dabbing with? What do you got, Zach?
I've got some new stuff. It's some batter. So I've got some Alien Rock Candy live batter.
Right on, and I got some Punch Cookies live batter.
Yeah, both from Proper.
Mine's testing out at 89.61.
Yep, mine's at 85.37.
Dab it, dude.
And if I could find mine here, I've got some Sour Diesel.
Sour Diesel.
Yep. Tried and true, man.
I'm brave. I'm going with the sativa. I believe that one is right. That's sativa.
Yeah, that is definitely
leaning. That's what
so what are you guys dabbing in with tonight, man?
Oh wow,
that was
nice.
Smooth. Yeah, I like it.
I like that. That was a real smooth one.
Oh, that's a nice. You know what? This is a very, very nice taste.
Yeah.
Really strong on the terpenes.
And I've already been smoking.
Oh my God.
Smoking mine, so I won't act surprised. But it's really good though.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, nice, man. I'll tell you what, Proper's really bringing the heat.
Yes, they are. They're getting some good stuff, and it seems every time we get a little better and a little better.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
just keep, like my grandpa used to say, just keep getting gooder and gooder and gooder and gooder. That's how they say stuff down south. When I say down south,
Southern Missouri.
yeah, Southern Missouri. So, yep.
Lavender Jones flower. Never heard of Lavender Jones.
Oh. So yeah, so I hope everybody's had a great weekend.
Yep,
I know we did.
We had a pretty fun weekend.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was an awesome weekend. So first off, you know, we went to the Friday night. Friday night.
The community.
Okay. Yeah, the community. Friday night, the community. We did that. Joey Pentozzi from Besame, I think I pronounced that right, Pentozzi, from Besame, he put it on, and they had some live bands. It was really cool out there. We talked about it a little bit this morning.
Yep.
You know, so
it was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. We now that we really know what to expect, we kind of have some ideas for the next time. It's going to make it really cool. There were a lot of cool people out there, but
got to meet some people that we haven't got to meet in person yet.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit here a little bit later. So I'm going to finish my dab.
I'll finish it.
We got announcements.
Yeah, got a couple of those.
First thing I want to do is explain how we're going to do the giveaways tonight, because we keep changing things up. We're trying to find out what works best. So,
trying to also incorporate you know other platforms like YouTube, so our YouTube followers can win as well. So
we got 2 wheels. Excuse me. Again, don't be concerned, Mom. We got 2 wheels for the seeds, and the giveaways tonight is a pack of magic beans, a glass chillum, a grinder, and a cultured biologics set here.
Yep.
In each one of the giveaways tonight. So 2 wheels of Dank, and then our last giveaway is going to be what changed.
Yep.
So something on our set is going to change. So y'all be checking out what our set and get a good idea how everything is, because something somewhere is going to change.
And it's not going to be right away, so you're going to have to hold on a minute.
It's going to be later in the show, so it's going to be our last giveaway. And
if you entered on to this wheel of Dank, I'm getting a little tongue tied. That's a good dab.
That's really good dab.
If you entered your name for the wheel of Dank, make sure you're watching. And if you're not watching, if you see someone that entered on the wheel of Dank and they're not watching, make sure you get them here. Tag them here.
So, you know, I'm not as impressed with the packaging of this Proper, the batter here. It's a cardboard box. So I don't think they raised their standard in this batch with their packaging. But I like the packaging before much better. So,
and here's another complaint I have about it. They put the labels on the outside of the box,
right,
but nothing on the container.
Right. So if the container and the box get separated, you have nothing on the container. So don't care about that too much, or don't care for that too much.
Exactly.
So
maybe that's something they can work on.
We actually pulled it off of the box there and put it on the lid here, so we knew which went to which.
Right.
As long as you don't get your lids mixed up, you'll be good. So, but the dab itself is some good stuff. So, another one of the things that I want to announcement is this Saturday.
Yep.
This Saturday, MCIA and Fair Access are holding a workshop on their ballot initiative for recreational, and they've got a lot of things. I believe Stewart's got some stuff he's going to talk about a little bit later with this whole thing. He's going to go into a little more detail, but this is being put on at the Gladstone Community Center, and it's this Saturday from noon to 7 p.m., and so we're going to, I don't know if we're going to be there or not, but if you want to be a part of it and go through the workshop, then it's going to be $100 for the workshop. And personally, I'm going to have to bite my tongue on that, because I just think it's a bit expensive. So $100 for the workshop. I guess I'm not biting my tongue on it. I don't think the average person can afford $100 for the workshop. So And I think if you're wanting to advance your initiative and you want people to come hear you and understand, I think you need to make it affordable for more than, the average person should be able to come in and afford to go to the workshop. So anyway, they're having it though Saturday. They're going to have vendors booths there. They're going to be teaching you how to read over the different initiatives. Go to their page, the MCI page, and check it out. It'll tell you all about it. So that's happening this Saturday in the Gladstone Community Center. Yep. And I have to say that reading into that ballot initiative, the little bit that I've had, it doesn't sound bad, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to definitely dive into it more. I'm going to dive into all of the ballot initiatives that are going to be, we're going to be, have a chance to vote on, because I want to make sure that I make the decision that's best for the community, best for the people involved, and leaves a little meat on the bone for the average guy. Right. That's what I'm looking for. I want there to be some meat on the bone for the average guy, and not just big canna and big corporation have their way with us all. Right. So that's what I want.
Yeah, I think that's what we all want.
I want everybody fair market. I want
right. And we're gonna explain to these initiatives as they come out as best as we can, and bring the people on that are pushing them, so you can hear it directly from the horse's mouth as well. Yeah,
hopefully bring them on, but we'll definitely be talking to them. So that's what's that's all my announcements. I think Zach, you've got some events to talk about.
We got some events this Saturday. Get Up, Clean Up is being put on by Missouri Cannabis Network. Go ahead and bring that up, Dave. Yeah, they're actually going out to Swope Park Saturday. It's starting at 11 o'clock, trying to help clean up the community and raise awareness, and let everybody know that we're not just a bunch of lazy stoners. We're help clean up the community and so on. So if you're here in Kansas City around Swope Park, it'd be awesome for you guys to come out and help out clean up the city a little. A park that really needs it.
Are you going to be there?
I'm going to try. I don't know yet.
We got try to be there.
I'm going to try, but we've got a lot of projects going.
Got a lot of projects going on.
I'll at least try and swing
by. They do it quite a bit. They do. They're going to do it once a month. They do it once a month.
Once a month.
Okay, cool. So hook up with those guys.
Yeah,
Ricky and Rachel Starling.
Yep, and it's a beautiful park too. So
Swope Park.
Swope Park. I think it's a really pretty park. If it just location isn't the best.
Well, hey, it's one of our landmarks, in Kansas City. So it's what makes Kansas City, Kansas City.
St. Louis side this Saturday, we have the Grow and Tell. This is a swap and shop for your grow equipment. Go ahead and bring that up for us, Dave. Yeah, it's grow equipment and only grow equipment. No plants of any kind. They did say
very clear.
Very clear. No plants of any kind.
No nothing.
That's at 5 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at the Cola Private Lounge in St. Louis. So if you guys are over on the St. Louis side this Saturday and got some equipment you need, or you want to trade off, go check that out. Then we also have Liberty this coming up 7:30. Liberty is doing their belated 4th of July.
Is that a time or is that a date?
No, July 30th. I wrote it down 7:30. That is pretty good. July 30th, Friday. Liberty has moved their 4th of July because their 4th of July fireworks got canceled.
Right.
So they moved them to Friday, July 30th, and I hear there's going to be some cannabis vendors there.
That's what I heard.
So you might, if you guys are free on Friday, July 30th, go up there and check it out. And who knows who you might see there.
Yep. You never know. We might be there. There's they're definitely going to have a whole section, from what I understand, of cannabis vendors. So that might be cool. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, because we kind of got this secondhand information. So
right. When we get a little closer, hopefully next week we'll have something.
We'll have more information for you on that. It's going to be a cool fireworks show, though. There's going to be a lot of people there to watch fireworks.
Right. September 16th through the 19th, we have the Missouri Canna Fam Fest, which we've talked about a few times, and we'll keep talking about it a little bit.
Canna Fam Fest. That's put on by the Canna Matriarchs.
Canna Matriarchs, and it is it's the fundraiser event of the year.
Yes, it's a fundraiser to raise funds to benefit other non-for-profit organizations like Canna Matriarchs,
Aiden's Alliance.
Yeah,
quite a few of them.
Well,
Canna Convicts Project.
Also stop human trafficking is one of they're going to benefit for sure. And you know, that's, to me, that's a big deal. That's something we really need to pay attention to, because that's, you know, anyway. So yeah, that's a cool event. We're going to be there. We're probably going to be doing a little MCing at the event, and I don't mean like, you know, turntables and a microphone. Turntables and a microphone, right? You know, none of that. But I mean, we're going to be, you know, kind of not hosting it, but MCing it. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
And then coming up a little closer, which is, from what the looks of it, it's going to be a pretty awesome event. August 27th, Friday, August 27th, and Saturday, August 28th at Lake of the Ozarks. We are going to the Grow Trade Fest.
Yes, we are going to be there. Yes. The Grow Trade Fest.
And there's going to be a whole bunch of people there. It's going to be at the Lodge of Four Seasons.
Tone Loke.
Yeah, hey Dave, how about this? If you actually grab that picture, Dave, and scroll it up, we can show everybody that's going to be there.
Yep, there
so just scroll it up.
Just scroll it, baby. Scroll down. Oh. No, the picture.
The picture. Yeah.
Well, Chingy was one I do
click on the picture.
That.
Yes, sir.
So click it. There you go. Now scroll. Nope. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's not going to scroll.
Never mind.
Scrolling.
So, yeah, it's a Lodge of Four Seasons down at Lake of the Ozarks.
Right. We're going to be there. There's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be at the same time as the shootout. Yep. The Ozark shootout. Isn't that what they call it? The boat race.
And I've heard that they
What's that, Dave?
Yeah, so you better grab a room now.
Yeah, you better get a room now. I've got my room. Yep. You better get a room.
Yep.
Anybody else who's going better get a room.
I've heard that they line their boats up on the trailers the night before, all down the side of the road and stuff.
Where'd you hear that from?
Oh, I heard that from Mr. DJ Dave back there. So
he would know. He would know.
Hey, Dave, you want to adjust that picture for us a little? All right.
No.
But yeah, from what Dave tells us, they line the boats up on the side of the road and everything, so you can drive by and check out all the cool big speed boats.
They probably block it off so you have to walk. But
Oh yeah.
But we're going to be there during that. There's going to be a lot of people there. We're going to try to get some cool live interviews, so come by our booth and check it out. We're not going to be doing anything other than being a presence there.
Yep.
We'll have some swag, but yeah, we're just going to be enjoying the festivities. There's going to be a lot of big-time players in the industry that are going to be there. It's more of a networking event. You know, there's going to be, I know Dab Stars is going to be there. It's going to be a huge event. It's going to be
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so these guys put on a top-notch show. Alrighty, so here we go to the wheel of Dank. All right, so what we're giving away to right now is going to be Mo Magic Beans, the Roswell. This was out of Subcool stock, but it was bred by a local Missouri breeder who is well proven. So, and it came from Mo Magic Beans. You're going to get this chillum, really cool, little hand blown chillum, a cool slap, top shelf slap, and a grinder from Kansas City Cannabis Company.
Yep, good one. The cultured biologics set. Including mercenary.
Including mercenary, so you can start your IPM masonry. And take care of those nasty pests. So let's do it, Dave. Spin that wheel, baby.
Who do we have as a winner, Dave?
Matthew Holding. All right, Matthew. Somebody tag Matthew. Get him here. If he's not here already. Are you here, Matthew?
Yeah, let us know you're here, awesome. Matthew. Oh, that was awesome.
Oh my God. So, what are we doing now?
Oh, I think we have some questions coming up.
Do we have some questions?
Yeah, we have some viewer questions coming up.
Right on. Let me see here.
I was going to see if this torch is still working.
Top shelf. So we do have some viewer questions. I got my schedule down over here, so.
Just lost track?
Yep. Ask Top Shelf. So we've got some questions here on Top Shelf. So,
ready?
Question number 1. So we have a question here. How do I get my medical card for a 15-year-old and get and I can get the caregiver card for myself? So, like the beginning of our show says, in our intro, neither of us are doctors or lawyers.
We're not experts in this subject.
Yeah. but we do know some experts.
If we don't know the answer, we can find someone who does. We know somebody who does know the answer.
And we've actually got someone here waiting on hold to give you the answer. So here's Deb Nash. She's going to go ahead and let you guys
Deb.
know. How's it going, Deb?
Thanks for having me on. The process for a 15-year-old to get a card is the same as an adult. They meet with the doctor signs a physician certification form, and then the patient fills out a new patient registration with the state.
Oh, okay.
The only difference is that the minor child would also have to have additional supporting documents, such as a parental authorization form, and the parent will also have to prove that they're the parent or legal guardian, so usually the parent will use a birth certificate to prove that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, if anybody has any more questions, they're welcome to contact me. I'm Deb Nash, and I work with Dr. Mack at Progressive Osteopathic Therapies. We're also known as the Green Pot Clinic, and they can reach us at 816-237-8583, or go on our website and book that appointment right at thegreenpotclinic.com.
Right on. Well, thank you, Deb. I appreciate it, and I'm sure our viewers do too. So hopefully that answers your guys' question on that one.
Yeah, so she knows.
Yeah.
Anytime we have a question about certifications, we get a hold of Deb because she's probably one of the most knowledgeable people that I can think of in the area. So I consider her an expert.
I do too. Yep.
So thank you, Deb.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So, so what's our second question then?
We have another question. What's this? What do you think of putting earthworms in your soil? This
grow
was
question.
Desiree from Queensboro, New York. So we have an out-of-state question. That's awesome.
Okay, so putting earthworms in your soil.
Yeah, what do you think, V?
Well, I tell you what, I think it depends on your grow method. And I think there are variables. I think if you're growing in living soil and you are growing in large containers such as 10-gallon or bigger,
right,
and you're not over-vegging the plant, so there's plenty of room in there for them to move around, I think earthworms are extremely beneficial, especially in a no-till situation. If you're leaving that in a garden bed or you're in a bag and you're just going to rotate your plant around that bag, which is a technique that a lot of us do who grow in living soil. We'll just cut the stalk right at the root, get as much of that main stalk out of there as we can, and then we'll plant right next to it a new clone. And so, and we'll just work back and forth across.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
If you're in a 25-gallon grow bag and you want to grow like that, earthworms, I don't recommend them in hard pots because they'll go out the drain holes.
Right. Yeah.
Ask me how I know. When you put red wigglers all through your plants, and then you come in the next morning and they're all over the floor.
Right. That was actually my next question to that was what worms are the best worms to use for that? If you could pick a certain species of worms.
Well, I think depending on your situation, I think if you're doing like no-till beds, there are different earthworms that are up higher than others, So your red wigglers, a good combination of red wigglers and African night crawlers are probably one of your best bets. So, but I'm definitely all for if here's the thing, if you're growing with bottled nutrients, you'll kill the earthworms.
Right.
So, but if you're growing and you're top dressing in natural, organic, sourced top dress fertilizers like the Dank dust, or if you're feeding with teas and stuff like that, and you're in a big enough container, earthworms are very beneficial because they aerate the soil. They go through, they crawl through, and they break up the soil. And keep it loose and airy. They're excreting earthworm castings.
Right.
So, you've got a constant supply of earthworm castings going back in your soil. So, I love earthworms in the soil. Do I personally use them? No, I don't.
Right.
I add castings back in. My soil that I mix is loose and airy enough, and when I did use them, my grow method is to pull the bag out, empty the bag, bust the soil up, reconstitute it, and I usually end up, killing most of them anyway. So
right, and then when you reuse it, don't you end up adding worm castings?
Worm castings back in a lot of times. Well, I add them through the grow. Like I add them every time I top dress. I add a little worm castings in. So
let's say you've got I think a lot of our growers here in Missouri, I think most of us run anywhere from a 5 to a 7 gallon pot. Let's say this question was based around running let's say a 5 gallon pot. If you had a 5 gallon pot, is there a point of even doing live worms in that pot?
No, I don't think so. Of course, you'd get some benefit out of them if you didn't try to grow your plant too big and crowd the bag. But earthworms are pretty resilient. They'll be able to get in there and break up that dirt. Mm-hmm. I don't know that with that amount of soil, you're going to replace it. It's going to deplete it pretty soon. You're going to have to feed it quite a bit. I just don't know that I would. I mean, you can.
Right.
There's no law against it.
Oh, no.
I mean,
with your veg time would be shorter, being in the 5 gallons theoretically. Yeah. So those worms wouldn't even, if you're already putting in the worm castings, you're really not going to get any benefit from those worms other than aerating the soil, right?
But aerating soil is a huge benefit.
It is.
I mean, because one of the things, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, one of the things to get a healthy plant and to get the most out of it is to have that airy soil that it needs, so the roots can get the oxygen it needs.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because the plant takes in oxygen from the roots, so you want the airy soil, because you need a good combination of moisture and oxygen in order for the plant to be able to pick up the nutrients.
Right.
So, that's I don't think that you can say there's no benefit in a 5 gallon pot, but I don't think if you're going short veg and, I don't think that you would get all the benefits out of the worms that you should. And for the life of me, if you're going to grow in living soil, I don't know why you would grow in a 5 gallon pot. I don't recommend it. If you're going to grow in any kind of organic or living soil where you want microbials to thrive, you need a bigger pot. I struggle between 7 gallons and 10 gallons because I try to stay small, but I want a bigger pot. I mean,
and I will say when you jump up to the 10 gallons, that is a lot of soil.
It's a lot of soil. It gets very expensive at that point. So that's why you would want to grow in living soil, so you could continue to reuse your soil.
Right. And, which makes sense.
So personally, if it fit my space, I would probably grow in 15 gallon pots, and then you could have the worms, and then you could just take those pots and leave them set to the side and let them let them work for a little bit before you plant right back in them, or you can just plant right back in them and never have to move the dirt.
Now here's another question for you. Will they go after the roots? Will they consume the roots of the cannabis plant at all?
Worms, will they consume the roots of the cannabis
Because I know
plants?
they eat organic matter and stuff.
They won't eat the live roots. So if there were dead roots in there,
so like you said, if you were on your second grow in the second spot of that pot, those worms would eat on the last plant's roots and help feed.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just thinking because I know
that's one of the reasons we add rice hulls to the Denk. When we make the Denk, we add rice hulls because a lot of people do use it in living soil beds and outdoor applications, and the worms thrive in it.
Okay.
And so you can add worms to it, and it's very versatile that way. So,
makes sense.
That's one of the reasons. But the rice hulls, of course, other than adding silica while they break down, they're also a good source of food for the earthworms.
Okay, and I have seen some people that do get live earthworms in their Denk.
Oh yeah.
It happens.
They come in the soil.
Yeah.
So but you know what? I think right now it's time for the news, isn't it?
I think we're going to do the news today right now.
I'm not missing anything, am I? Nope. We're ready for the news. So we're gonna Stewart's gonna bring to you everything that you need to know, I guess.
Welcome to Besame Wellness, your favorite local dispensary, with locations in Smithville, North Kansas City, Liberty, Gallatin, and off of Berry Road and I-29. We can easily help you with your medical marijuana needs. Our dispensary is open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday 11 to 5. We have daily specials Monday through Thursday, as well as bonus deals throughout each month. So come visit our experienced staff and beautiful dispensary.
It's time for the Top Shelf Weekly Update with Stewart Wells.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Top Shelf Weekly Update. If you are like me, your timeline has been inundated with news of federal legalization. So this story is concerning that. Senator Cory Booker is again making it clear that he has no intention of advancing a bill to protect banks that work with cannabis businesses before the Senate approves his broader, newly unveiled measure to fully legalize cannabis. The senator, who recently released a draft version of the legalization alongside Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden, solicited feedback on the proposal on Twitter, and there are dozens of comments. Most of them concern cannabis banking legislation. Booker has maintained a firm opposition to passing the SAFE Act before advancing comprehensive reform. He reiterated that point last week, saying he will lay himself down to block incremental policy change before full legalization is enacted. This is kind of mixed here. So, the senator's stance was cheered by some social justice advocates who worry that a banking-only bill will bolster the industry while leaving equity concerns unaddressed, and also jeered by others who say that if just the incremental reform is achievable now, then it should be pursued while more broad efforts continue. Jason Spatafora, aka @Wolf of Weed Street, on the Twitter thread asked, "How can you block the SAFE Banking Act when it is desperately needed to hurt black markets while also being inclusive to minority communities and usher in social change?" To me, those are some great questions. Booker responded by saying, "We can both address the pressing need for cannabis business to access financial institutions and provide a real restorative justice for those harmed by the war on drugs. This is not a zero-sum game." And if you are like me, you might be asking, what the hell does that mean? Well, I Googled it, and a zero-sum game, and my phone is ringing, is a situation in game theory in which one person's gain is equivalent to another's loss. So he says this is not that. I'm glad I got that cleared up, but I respectively have to disagree. As you all may have gathered, I'm in favor of federal legalization. But Senator Schumer and Senator Booker and Senator Booker released last Wednesday does not really do it for me, the idea that was released. The reason for my feelings is that while I appreciate the gesture by the senators, I am underwhelmed because it was just that, a gesture. What was released last Wednesday was simply a conversation, if you will, and it shows the plan for any bills that could be brought forward. But I don't want everyone thinking, hey, this is we're on a quick path to legalization here. So anyway, a gesture. Meanwhile, the SAFE Banking Act is a bipartisan bill that has real potential to pass. The SAFE Banking Act that would allow banks to do business with canna companies without federal penalty would be a huge step and is desperately needed. So, moving on, great news out of New York. As you all know, they legalized, so police are no longer seizing cannabis making arrests or issuing tickets to travelers with low amounts of cannabis. And this is I kind of got this mixed up. This is at Albany International Airport.
All right.
This is brought on by recent legalization in the state. Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple, whose department patrols Albany International Airport, is quoted as saying, "Officers will no longer issue tickets or make arrests when travelers have less than 3 ounces. We don't take it anymore," he said. "It's legal, if not more than 3 ounces. And well, have a nice day," end quote. And I'd be like, yes, that's exactly what I'll do, sir, as I was like removing the duct tape from my leg. But anyway, moving on to Missouri legalization, as we were talking about earlier, a group of Missouri cannabis activists recently filed 4 separate initiatives to put cannabis reform on the state's 2022 ballot, a move that comes as other advocacy groups are preparing separate efforts to collect signatures for cannabis ballot petitions of their own. Meanwhile, still other activists are focusing on getting the legislature to pass a resolution to place the question of legalization before voters next year. One group, Fair Access Missouri, is exploring multiple citizen initiatives with hopes of getting at least one on the ballot next year. 3 of the 4 would create a system of legalized cannabis sales for adults 21 and older, while another would simply amend our existing medical program. Fair Access put out a statement last week saying, "We have seen across the country that smart rules and an open market are the way to go when legalizing cannabis, and that's what we'll be bringing to Missouri." While the group is pushing 4 separate measures, there is overlap among their provisions, and it's likely that advocates at this stage are putting out feelers to see which may have the greatest potential to pass if put to an actual vote. Aside from the adult use legalization measures, one measure includes proposed changes to the medical program, including, and this is a long list, removing licensing caps, repealing the application scoring system, those are 2 huge ones, reduce patient fees, allow patients to access a 1-year supply instead of just 90 days. Other possible changes could include allowing nurses and psychologists to make medical cannabis recommendations and increasing the number of patients a caregiver can serve. And that one is huge. Free Access Missouri, which has ties to MCIA, is staying true to their name based on these measures, which contain provisions that are specifically promoting industry participation by proposing a system without limits, and by golly, I like the way that sounds. All kidding aside, I challenge all of our viewers to really take a close look at all of the different measures and choose very wisely, because this is our chance. And that's all from me. Thanks.
Are you a Missouri patient looking for other options besides your local dispensary? Have you considered finding a caregiver but found the process to be confusing and hard to navigate? We understand, and that's why we created Farmers Market, Missouri's freelance marketplace for licensed caregivers to conveniently offer their services to Missouri patients. Sign up today at farmersmarket.com.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh man, we're back.
Yeah, thank you,
Hey,
Stewart.
here we are.
Oof.
Hey, dab in.
Oh, yeah.
Dab in after the news.
I tell you, I'm gonna switch to the sativa here because I think the indica kind of had my heart racing on that one.
Did it?
Indica?
Oh, I'm sorry. See, that's
Wow.
I am so bass backwards. Yes.
Yeah, bass backwards.
Oh, man.
Come on, get off
So
there.
that was some good news you got going on there. Hopefully we get
Yeah,
some
man.
good
We,
stuff coming out of that.
Yeah, this whole recreational legalization thing. It all. I tell you what, a much younger version of myself would just been like, yeah, legalize recreational, and I just would cheer on,
Whichever one came up.
whatever, yeah. But and now as I am seeing kind of how things really work, I can see that we have to be very careful.
Yes, we have to make sure that we put our attention and our efforts toward the right initiative.
Right.
So, I think it's important that we all educate ourselves on what's going down.
Yeah, I can
with
tell
the
you that
initiatives, and then we
I need
educate
more.
others, and then we pick one, and we get our asses out there, and we gather petition signatures and all that. What?
You know what? Someone just called me out. Thanks, guys.
What?
Look at the monitor. I'm the only
can't
one
see it.
not in a Dab Star shirt.
See, that's what your problem
Yeah,
is.
I told Vernon he had to go home and change because he was wearing the same shirt I was. He didn't even care.
Oh,
He didn't care.
Oh, there it is.
What?
Another giveaway.
All right, so. All right,
What do
so
we do
now
this
we've
time?
got Captain Redbeard, some more chocolate mimosa feminized.
All
This
right.
cool little hand-blown chillum.
Nice.
Kill 'em.
Complimentary. These hand-blown chillums are all compliments of Fresh Green. Rob and Bianca gave us those to give to you guys. Now we've got the KC Cannabis Company grinder and Cultured Biologics. Let's spin the wheel, Dave. Everybody screenshot that wheel.
Look who we got here. Sherry Gibson.
Sherry Gibson. Sherry Gibson. Are you here? Are you here, Sherry?
All right, send us. And again, for the rules on the wheel or on any of our giveaways, you have an hour. Send us a
We've
message.
changed it.
Yeah, we've changed it. You have an hour. So that we want you guys here watching with us. But you have an hour. We have another one coming up too.
Absolutely. Well, we don't think it's fair that people just tag someone, then go do their thing and don't watch the show. So
Well,
a lot of them, though, still come back and watch later. So
besides that, this
Yeah.
is just too much fun. The whole what's changed thing. Every
Yeah.
time we
Yeah.
even talk about it, I'm like, oh, we're going to do
Well-
what's changed again. I
well,
like that. That's
and
good
I will
times.
admit, so I'm the one that puts all the names in the wheel. So the couple of times, the few of that
Yeah.
haven't made the wheel, I apologize.
does it?
But that's part of the reason we're trying to figure out
Yeah.
some of these other giveaways.
That's why you don't even have a
is so we
Star
can
shirt on.
right.
one of
Blue
these
Falcon over
guys
here.
are not like the other.
But
Can
that's
you tell me?
Well,
That's
but
part of
Vernon's
the
shirt was
reason we're
free.
trying-
It's okay that I had to pay for mine.
Right.
Whatever.
but that's part of the reason we're trying to change it up some is we're trying to find a couple other giveaway options that allow everybody to get involved. So
Absolutely.
we're trying to make it fair
So-
for everyone.
We're gonna do Terp talk here in a little bit. I think that's coming up right now. As a
You got a
matter
lot
of
of
fact,
notes.
Terp talk. I got a lot of notes, man. I got a lot of stuff to keep track of, and I got problems with
Got a
my
lot,
short-term memory.
got a lot of
man.
shit going
I
on.
got problems with my short-term memory, okay?
Right.
So anyway, and yeah, so we're going to do, after the Terp talk, something on our set's going to change.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
who knows what it's going to be, but something
I
on our
don't
set's
know.
going to change. And whoever guesses it after Terp talk, after we come back from Terp talk, the first person to get it is going to win the third package of
Yep.
the probably Fire Genetics, growing Dank slap, another little hand-blown chillum,
Yeah.
a grinder, and cultured biologics. And so, yeah, that's how we're going to do it.
Exactly.
So we're on our part 2 of our 8-part series, Terp Talk.
Yep.
And we're going over terpenes tonight. Myrcene.
Myrcene. We're not talking cultured biologics.
No.
We're talking
Mercenary.
terpenes here.
Right. Not mercenary.
Yeah.
Myrcene.
Yeah.
So
how they say
that
it
is
down
the
south.
most prominent terpene in cannabis. Mm-hmm. So, and it's also in hops.
Yep.
And
Mr.
yeah,
Matt
so
talks about all that. here
cool.
in
So
just a
Matt
second.
Cascio is going to talk to us about Myrcene. So
Yep.
hit it, Dave.
Glad to be back here for, I guess, episode number 2 of Terp Talk. So, Myrcene. It's the most abundant terpene in cannabis. You know, if you picked up a random flower product off the shelf in any dispensary across America, about 50% of the Myrcene is going to be one of the dominant terpenes in there. An amount on a COA, a terpene profile of greater than 0.5% Myrcene is going to start causing that couch lock effect that you're going to feel. Products that are really high in Myrcene are going to be a very relaxing and sedating experience. So if that's the experience you're looking for, try to find a product that's high in Myrcene. Myrcene has a real musky, earthy, herbal, clovey aroma. It's also found in mangoes and hops and lemongrass. So with mangoes, there's been a freak or myth that goes around about if you have some mangoes and you smoke some product or have a product that's high in myrcene and you have the mangoes, you may have a more intense high. And same with hops. I mean, we get intoxicated from the alcohol, but it's really the myrcene that's really sedating us when we drink beer. One of the things we do know through research is that THC, CBD, and myrcene all together have a lot of great neuroprotective properties. So think about having a product that has some myrcene, some THC. If you can't find any CBD, you can add that in with a tincture, or you could have some CBD flower and roll your own 1-to-1 cultivar for you, because the medicinal benefits of the three of those together are going to give you some great neuroprotective qualities. Strains that are really high in myrcene: Granddaddy Purple, OG Kush, White Widow, Blue Dream, Grape Ape, some of the really ones. You know, you got to really obviously kind of go with what we have available, but always do your diligence. If you're looking for a great relaxing experience, myrcene is your way to go.
All right. Thank you, Matt. That was awesome.
I love having Matt on board with this little segment. He's so knowledgeable.
How about the hops, man?
The hops.
Having myrcene in it, and I mean, that's some good information for sure.
It's awesome. I mean, a lot of people don't think about that. That terpenes, almost all plants and have terpenes
in some form.
Sort. One way or another. So that's really cool. So. Elaborate, Zach.
Man, we already got. Well, we already got a winner.
Huh?
We already
got a winner.
What? Who?
Looks like Donald Fisher.
Donald Fisher.
Wait, no.
No?
Huh? No.
Who was it first? Damien?
I got. Yeah, and I think.
Who was it?
Did Damien win last week? Damien Green.
Yeah, he was a winner last week because he's meeting us up at Happy Rocks.
Oh my God! Well, this one's open to everyone, so
Awesome. So is it Damien Green?
So Damien Green.
I think he's the first one I saw. Sure? Yep.
Damien Green.
Damien Green. All right.
Let me see. We will confirm that.
Yes. But
tonight.
Anyways.
Before we announce the absolute winner, but right now, it seems as if it was Damien Green. And if anyone out there should object, please comment.
Donald Foster was second. So Kimberly Mahoney
Donald Foster says Damien won. Damien?
Yeah. All right.
Hey, man. Cool.
Donald
you know what? We'll just have it. We'll have it for you at Happy Rock on Thursday, man. When you come up to get your other.
Wow.
Hey,
you know what? He's a top fan too.
I was going to say, why was he eligible for both of these? Because these are open to anyone.
The second one was.
I know we try
anyone.
not to have duplicate winner.
Well, okay. If you've on the wheel of Dank, if you've won, and let's get through this quick. If you've won, your name won't go back on the wheel of Dank for another month.
Yes.
Because we don't think it's fair that somebody gets over and over.
Right.
But if you're doing a trivia or if we're doing any of our other type of giveaways, hey, it's whoever's here and whoever's watching is eligible.
Yep.
So now we come back from Turp Talk. Now that one of our parts of this segment is how to enhance your terpene profiles when you're growing. So I'm going to talk about that just for a minute because what I'm going to talk about now, moving on, we're going to get into environment and everything else. But right now, one of the things that people have found is that growing in soil over hydroponics, specifically organic living soil, increases your terpene profiles, and there are good reasons for it. So choosing the right soil is a big thing, and one of the main reasons they say, the experts say that growing in living soil increases your terpene profiles, is because you have your stress of the drying out, the moisture also, and so the plants are not, the roots are not in water constantly. They have that natural ability to dry out, and they gain that stress from drying out and getting saturated and drying out, and that helps them increase the terpene profiles. Okay. I know that I noticed, I've grown both ways. I've grown hydroponics and I've grown soil, both enough to have done it a while. And I much prefer the finished product in the living soil. It has to do with the microbial life. It has to do with the way the plant takes up the nutrients. It has to do with all of that stuff as far as improving the terpene profiles in the plant and the natural stresses that come with growing in soil also. I got a lot of notes here, and I'm just going to hit them because right now I'm dabbed up hard and I can't really go without my notes, so that's why I take the time to make them. So I got here, growing the best cannabis requires growing the best soil, and that's true. Okay, you're growing your soil, and the soil is growing the cannabis. You're not growing the cannabis. If you grow the soil, amongst other things, like we're going to talk about climate in another episode here, but growing the best soil. So, having the correct pH. When you're growing in living soil, you don't have to worry a lot about adjusting the pH, but you do want to keep your pH between 6.0 and 7.0. But a good healthy soil that's functioning the way it should, and if you've got your food web dialed in, it should buffer the pH as long as. Now, I believe that if you are long-term growing, if you're using the soil over and over again, and you're continually pouring water in there that's 8.4,
right, you're eventually going to run into issues.
Eventually, your soil's going to raise in pH.
Right.
So,
well, don't they design a lot of the chemicals that they put in the water to kind of, when they hit dirt, to kind of dissolve in some fashion? Not saying your pH will lower when it hits soil,
no, it won't. Your soil should buffer it though, but like I say, as long as it's not over inundated with them.
Right.
And if you have chloramines, if your city uses chloramines, I suggest getting a water conditioner to break the chloramines out. If you're going to use tap water, or get a sediment filter with a charcoal scrubber to take the chlorine out. Not RO system, not for growing in living soil.
Right.
If you're growing in hydroponics or you're growing with salt-based nutrients, RO water is beautiful. But if you're growing in living soil, it's not the best option. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So don't get mad at me, you RO guys. But the correct pH, and when I build a soil, I try to hit about 6.5.
Right.
Okay, because between 6.0 and 7.0 is where you like your soil at, because you basically are available, all your nutrients are available. No fertilizers with synthetic salts.
Right, there's no need, you're feeding it directly.
Synthetic salts clog up the soil. They attach to the roots. That's why people who grow with synthetic nutrients flush their grow, because they have to flush that salt out, and at the end they have to flush everything out so the plant can finish out properly, and it kind of really don't have much effect on it, other than it burns a little cleaner. But why would
Right, and that soil doesn't last very long either.
you can't really reuse it.
No.
Now, if you're in cocoa, you can wash it out and reuse it.
Right.
So, it's got to be a good draining soil.
Right.
Okay, so you've got it can't be too heavy of a soil, because you need that oxygen, like we were talking about earlier. You need the aeration. You need a soil that's going to get wet and hold water, but yet shed it fast. and stay moist. That's why I like a cocoa-based soil, because the way cocoa acts with moisture.
Okay.
You know, it's a pretty inert medium, but when you throw pumice in there, I don't use perlite, thank you, in my soil. I use pumice because pumice actually will act as a home for microbes.
Right, and it breaks down over time.
Right, and then there's biochar in there that also acts as a home for microbes. We use Third Eye Organics biochar in the Dank. So the Dank is the soil that I really tried hard to design to maximize terpene profiles. So to me, it's the ultimate cannabis soil. So, but keeping that pH right there is where you want it to be, and keeping your drainage so that you want to have to water it.
Right.
Okay, if you just want a lazy way to grow weed, then you can grab you a bag of Fox Farm, what is it? The Happy Frog.
Oh, Happy Frog.
You know, that shit stays wet forever.
Right.
Okay, so if you're just wanting something you can water and not have to mess with it for 3 or 4 days, go get some Happy Frog.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to water a good soil, because a good soil is going to shed the water so the roots can be in that oxygenated area, and it helps the microbes make the food available, break down the matter and make the food available. It's just part of the chain. It needs oxygen down there in the root systems.
Right.
That's why earthworms work so good. So pretty much, that's pretty much it as far as your medium goes. You want to make sure you've got a good quality living soil, as far as I am, if you want to maximize your terpene profiles. Not saying you can't grow good dank nug or high quality medication with Fox Farm, Coco Loco. I guarantee you can. Okay, but if you want to get the best out of your genetics, you've got to have the right conditions, and the right soil is
part of that.
A huge part of that.
Right.
So and
that's one thing I'm learning.
Absolutely. So anyway,
I think speaking of soils, we have a little video for you guys.
Oh yeah. We made a little video about making the dank.
Yeah.
So don't bust my nuts because I'm not wearing a mask. I know I'm not. It's okay. I'm good.
Bust those nuts.
Bust them, man. Go to that video, Dave. Okay, so everybody is always asking about the process of making the dank, and I wanted to just take a few minutes to show you. I'm starting here mixing up a base of cocoa and peat. And right here, come on, we got the first thing I'm going to mix in here is this. This is the secret ingredients that makes the dank ultimately. So I'm going to mix this in, and I'm going to get it good and blend it in. It's important that I get this blended in, this base, very uniformly, so that when we go to mix everything else in, we don't have any clumps and material, heavy concentrations of any nutrients or any additives in any one spot. You want them evenly spread. Worm castings and biochar. We're going to add a total of 1 cubic foot of worm castings and 5% overall biochar. The compost, and we put a lot of really good compost in there. Show them that bag. I'm not ashamed to say that's what we use. High quality high quality inputs gives you high quality results. Perlite, here, let's show them the bag there, Taylor. I don't use perlite, we use volcanic pumice, and I can get into that reason in another video, but I don't like perlite. It's not good for the environment, it doesn't do soil any favors. Sure we have plenty of aggregate in here so that we have a nice, loose, airy soil, because we want nice, big, healthy, thriving roots. You won't get big fruits if you don't have healthy roots, and that's just the way it is, man. So we also, one of the other aggregates I like to add is rice hulls. Go ahead, dump them in. And that's what you see growing and sprouting up, because some of them get through the process and don't actually get shelled. So. Now I'm going to sit and blend this up here for probably another 10 minutes in this tub right here, and then I'm going to switch it over here to the box, and where we can blend it in a lot better and easier, or mix it in a lot more thorough and get the consistency of it where we need to be. And so come on over here real quick. What we're ended up with, what we're left with is we're left with this amazing loose, airy soil growing medium. It's beautiful, and you will get big, healthy, thriving roots, and they will give you big, healthy, tasty, terpene-filled fruits and your flowers. So everybody, that's just a real quick rundown of what it takes to make the dank. And you can mix your own soil if you've got a recipe. If you want to mix your own soil, hit me up. I'll give you a recipe and you can mix your own soil. Most of the stuff you need, if you're in Kansas City, you can get right here at Happy Dry Farms, 3816 Main, Kansas City, Missouri. So, hey everybody, stay lifted. Hey, awesome. So, yeah.
Good video.
Very good.
Great video.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
So now you guys know how to mix your soil, thanks to Big V over here.
So, yeah, you know what?
I think it's all in the hips.
I stand by it. You know, I've been growing in it. I stand by it. It does what it was designed to do.
Yeah.
It grows nice, tight, compact buds.
Right.
With high terpene profiles. Like he said, it smells the best that he's ever smelled, you know, right now here, Matthew. I mean,
that's awesome,
That's
Matthew.
awesome, Matthew.
We're glad
Thanks
to
for
hear
that
it.
Shout out, dude, you know. We just wanted to, you know, when we set out to design it, you know, I just wanted to get a good solid soil that would work for anybody, no matter what skill set they were as far as growing goes. I'm falling behind here, but you know, we came out.
We're dabbing in, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah, we're dabbing in. And all you got to do is drop it in there. What are you talking about? Fall behind it. We have to warm our stuff up.
Hey, look at that.
Oh man.
So man, you know what? Get down there and get you a bag of dank if you want to grow some real tasty nug.
Watch these ballot measures like a hawk.
Watch them. Woo. Educate yourself. If you got the money, if you can afford $100, go to the MCIA thing down here in Gladstone this Saturday.
Oh, and again, jump over to our YouTube. We need subscribers. When we hit 500 subscribers, we have got an awesome giveaway coming.
Yep, 500 on YouTube.
So
please go over there. We're gonna do our giveaway.
Yep.
Probably on Facebook, but it's for YouTube because YouTube doesn't have a platform for us to do that.
I know you are, Pablo.
We are working on a YouTube-only giveaway. So you guys need to start jumping over to YouTube and stuff, and we're gonna maybe start turning some of our giveaways only to YouTube just to get some of you guys over there. What do you think?
Well, for sure.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming tonight. Great show. Plan often, grow happy,
anyway, so
stay lifted.
Stay lifted.
Yeah.
Welcome to Besame Wellness, your favorite local dispensary, with locations in Smithville, North Kansas City, Liberty, Gallatin, and off of Berry Road and I-29. We can easily help you with your medical marijuana needs. Our dispensary is open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Sunday 11 to 5. We have daily specials Monday through Thursday, as well as bonus deals throughout each month. So come visit our experienced staff and beautiful dispensary.
Are you a Missouri patient looking for other options besides your local dispensary? Have you considered finding a caregiver but found the process to be confusing and hard to navigate? We understand, and that's why we created Farmers Market, Missouri's freelance marketplace for licensed caregivers to conveniently offer their services to Missouri patients. Sign up today at farmersmarket.com.
Kansas City Cannabis. Our beautifully designed store is a dispensary destination. The hidden gem of KC dispensaries. Come see us in North Blue Springs, where you will always find the best prices and biggest selection. Coming soon to Kearney, Excelsior Springs, and Lake Lotawana. Kansas City Cannabis, your hometown dispensary.
Hari Om Hemp. Our mission is to promote better overall health and wellness as a whole, mind, body, and spirit. Founded by nurses with a strong belief in alternative holistic therapies, always striving to provide the highest quality and safest products possible. You can find all of our products at hariomhemp.com. All Hari Om Hemp products are tested at a third-party facility.